Hello. It's been a little bit. I have been very busy. As much as I love making art, I do have other work obligations, and that has been eating away at my energy, but I've decided, let's go. I have a day off, I have some time, and we're gonna just go through the sketchbook, and we're gonna chill, and we're gonna vibe, and it'll be great. This is a big old moleskin sketchbook. It is 8 1/4 inch by 11 3/4 inch, which is so very big for me. This is my current sketchbook, significantly smaller. I believe this was like January through March. It says in here. We'll get to it eventually. Oh, stickers. Any particularly noteworthy stickers? A lot of these stickers are from sticker books I own, but a lot of them are also gifts from my partner. Yeah, and then some Sanrio stickers. Yes, this one started beginning of January. I'm very big. And because I usually use Mossry sketchbooks, I wanted to check and see how everything took to the paper, and it all took surprisingly well. The only thing that bled through was like Copic markers, which is to be expected, but like even the watercolor didn't mess things up a ton. I think these were all of these maybe were doodles while watching Hannibal, which I was watching with my partner, and I've become obsessed with. But yeah, this is a character from Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, which I played a little bit of. I played like once or twice, but this design was very fun, and I really love how this came out, especially for just like a sketch. It's like kind of doodly, but very, I don't know, it looks very cool. This is me planning for Secret Samol this year. I got prompts to draw Chine and Duval, and I was gonna do like a comic, but realized I was not up for a comic right now, so I did 2 illustrations instead. Yes, I did one of them dancing, which is like kind of like in addition to something I had drawn before Secret Samol, and then these are both of them on the Jade Moon. But yeah, this was me practicing leaf drawing, kind of just doing some studies of a bunch of different kinds of leaves. I really like how this page came out. It's just like doodles, like sketching, but like very fun, and it came out very pretty. This was me wanting to do more watercolor stuff. I do have plans for my little friend Artie coming soon, and this post office, but more specifically him. This was me planning the visual part of a tabletop game I had written called, well, then it was called Potion Commotion. I ended up changing it to Spellsmith. And we've got some figure drawing. I really do a lot of it in this sketchbook, which I'm quite happy with and honestly need to do more of. Got some more people and some animals as well. This horse looks phenomenal, and I am surprised by it, but I think this little guy is my favorite. I think I've referenced this in sketchbook videos before, but there's a really good YouTube channel that has like figure drawing classes almost. It's just like figure drawing sessions where they have all the pictures pre-planned and like pre-timed out, and you kind of just show up and draw with like the fancy artist people. And I've been watching the recordings of those. More thinking about posing for Secret Samol, and some more figure drawing. It's like a weird repeat in pages. This is also me planning for the game I wrote and how I wanted to like illustrate with it. This was me taking notes for a job interview that I ended up not going for because it was not a good job for me. This was about when like the idea of like a mind horse was trending. I think it was on Twitter where like you draw a horse, the horse you see in your mind. This was my real attempt, and then this was my joke attempt. Just some doodles, some hermit crab studies, because I was thinking I wanted to draw something around hermit crabs, then didn't end up doing it. This is me practicing with brush pens, because one of my goals for like some of this time was to get better with traditional inking. Yeah, me and my partner's Animal Crossing characters, as well as just some other doodles. More doodles. This was character design stuff for that game. This is Wei Wuxin from The Untamed. This is another figure drawing page. I just grabbed a bunch of blue pens that I had and switched through them as I went, and I think it's really fun. It makes for like a really interesting spread visually. I have been doing the year I have been 19, like a little checklist. I'm not gonna linger on that. I'm not doing well on the checklist, I will be honest, but you can read that if you'd like. There's some more bunnies, more figure drawing. This was me trying to plan. Oh, I made a video out of this illustration. This was me planning for drawing a spoken magic character I played in a one-shot, and my first attempt at the line art that I did not end up liking. I might go back and play with this more at some point, this like illustration idea, because it is fun. Some random doodles. This is like a little Etsy gift receipt for something I got, but I'm going to blank out all the info just to be safe. This was me taking editing notes. I hope people get that. It's a very fun poem. Some more Will Graham doodles, because I think I ended up drawing him for my partner. But these are the actual cards I used in my Spellsmith little demo video, as well as some doodles of what I thought chamomile might look like, and then what Cal might look like. This is a page of commission stuff, because I got commissioned by 2 different people around the same time, so I was working on those. Some more pen testing. Another tabletop character who I want to draw in this pose, because I really like it. I just haven't gotten around to it. Their name's Banjo, and they have like a cool robot wolf head that they found. You probably shouldn't play with, but some animal studies, as well as like specifically looking at how to render trees using lots of black, because this is not a thing I tend to do when I'm like inking, whether it be traditionally or digitally, but it's something I think is really cool and I kind of want to look into more. But I think the textures of this were really fun, and this was a good practice to do. This is me planning for a zine. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. It's fine. But this is me doodling Dragon Fable characters. This is my character. Their name's Dare, and then my first favorite, his name's Warlick. He's like a cool mage guy. But yeah, this is also about halfway through, February 13th. This was another commission I was like sketching for, trying to figure out how to draw a little doggy. I go to the post office pretty frequently now, but I was in the middle of looking for a job still and was like, oh, it might be fun to work at the post office, and so I took this like information thing and then went to apply, and they were not hiring anywhere close to me, so then I just doodled over it, but it's not the clearest, but I do think it's a very fun little... I love gluing just random pages into my sketchbook. Some more dog studying, figuring out how dogs work. This was a page I filled out during a video as well. And then some Full Metal Alchemist doodles. And this Ed smudged, and I'm sad about it because I thought the face looked nice. These are more expressive than these, but I think they're fun. This is the look my Animal Crossing character is currently rocking, and I'm a big fan of it. Little, like, I don't know, I think of it like Oni cowboy because they got like the little devil horns and then like a cowboy top, but it's very fun. This was me thinking about, I was interested in writing maybe like a time travel epistolary game. However, having an experience where people have to experience something that is non-linear, but they have to do it linearly because that is how people work and the world works. Very confusing, it turns out. Trying to figure that out for a bit. At this point, I must have just gotten hired. Or no, this was right before I got hired at my current job, which is at a soap store. Because I was like thinking about soaps I could maybe design, because like all the people who work in the store get one in the store. And I was thinking about Orville Peck soap. I know now that this is a nightmare of a soap recipe. But that was my first thought into it. Kind of fun. Some more doodles. This is like the inside of a greeting card envelope. I think I messed up writing something on it, so I just took out the inside because it was pretty. This was me testing out my wax seal for the first time. This is when I got it, and I was very, very happy with it. It's just a cute little stationery thing because I send lots of letters. That makes me happy. But this is came with this sketchbook. It's like a little readout thing, and I'll just like fold it up slowly, that I just doodled over. I was experiencing quite a bit of art block at this point, so just like doodling randomly on each one. And then a signet, some messy doodles. I really like how this one came out. This was me trying to remember how Jet the Hawk's face works, and it doesn't. I think this was in a recent sketchbook thing. I say recent, it's been a bit for me, so like my brain's trying to remember. I'm pretty sure like the little goat friend, I just drew them in another fancy outfit. And then this sketch I loved and like wanted to extrapolate on. I don't think I got that far. I should do something with them. They look cool. This is when the new Pokemon starters were announced. Pokemon, I want to say Scarlet and Violet. That might be right. And then this is more Dragon Fable fan art of Warlick, who is one of my favorites. We've gotten a little further along in the story, so I have other favorites, but Warlick was like one of the early favorites. I want to do something with this cowboy so badly. I adore them. But this is another checklist, which goes to show how long I was working on the sketchbook, because usually it's one in a sketchbook. And then a little S from Songfiel. A little thank you card from an Etsy order. This is another tabletop character whose name is Golden Glamour. They are a paladin, but like instead of being like tied to a specific religion, they're more just tied to the concept of magic. I just think about them sometimes because I really like the design I had for them. Some inking practice because this was my goal at the time. And then I was going to do a redraw of a very old piece that I've redrawn before. I think I've redrawn it twice before. And I was thinking about composition for that. And I do still need to come back to this at some point, but yeah, I was very much struggling with art, and still am, but for like shifted reasons. Me testing all of my like bluish and purplish inks, because I was gonna this character I did start doing traditionally with like colored ink, and I thought it would be really cool to have colored ink liner, and then the one I picked, which I think was one of the Winsor & Newton ones, wasn't actually waterproof, so it ruined the piece, so I had to go and like fix it all digitally, which made me real sad, but what can you do? And then I think these are all doodles that happened while watching Hannibal, but just like a funky little friend. They have a very like interesting energy that I think is fun. They feel like a tabletop character, but as I'm not like playing in any campaigns or anything, they're kind of just left as a design for the time being. This was me, I think, inking the piece I was talking about earlier with the blue ink. I don't usually, when I'm like testing out inking or I'm practicing with like a pen, I'm writing based off of what I'm watching at the time, because I almost always am like watching something or listening to something while I draw. And this was a let's play of a game called The Forgotten City. So this was just like random dialogue I was hearing and just picking random words and phrases and doing that. Some doodles. I believe this is a Romeo doodle from my personal tabletop game. That is Cicero from Dragon Fable, and that is my character again, Dragon Fable, whose personality will happen eventually. But like, I'm playing with my partner, and I don't think we're far enough in the story for me to get to where I feel like there would have a personality. So it's just in the back of my brain for now. But they've also switched classes at this point, so like, some more various doodles. These are Full Metal Alchemist doodles. And some Posca pen drawing. I really like their whole vibe, especially this dress for some reason, but like, I don't know, I'm proud of that doodle. And then this is me just doodling. When I get towards the end of a sketchbook, I kind of just go. And this is a character who I ended up drawing again in my last sketchbook, not the one I'm currently working on. Yeah, yay, and wishing art was working. On the last page of my sketchbooks, I write like the very specific thing I'm feeling in that moment. And this is still very accurate, like nearly 2 months later. So I believe that this is all that was in this one, is the information in the sketchbook. But yeah, that's the sketchbook. Thinking about the one I have right now, this little friend. My main goal with my art right now is to be able to find time for it and balance for it in a way that is healthy. Because I know that like art is something I want to dedicate more of my time to, but balancing my personal struggles with mental health and taking breaks and top on that and working another part-time job scrambles my brain quite a bit. Art is the thing that has unfortunately slipped through the cracks on that. So my goal right now isn't really specifically art related, but more just getting on track and finding a system of doing art that I can do safely and happily. If you stuck around to watch me ramble about this big old book, thank you so very much. If you'd like hearing me ramble about art, you can feel free to subscribe. You can also support me on social media if you'd so choose. I'm the same everywhere, just with a dot when I can have it, and not with a dot when I can't. So pewterbee or pewter.be. Yeah, I will leave it there for now. Goodbye. That's not how you wave at a thing. Goodbye.